Just as Haltman was putting on the control helmet, Susie hops up and steals it from him so she could control Stardream herself. Of course, what Susie would soon realize after that plan blew up in her face was that control helmet was the only thing stopping Stardream from controlling him. And that is exactly what happened. Susie didn't want any of this to happen. In her own words, she just wanted to teach the old man a lesson. More specifically, the Japanese translation states she wanted him to wake up with tears in his eyes, or essentially, come to his senses. This raises a few questions. What were his old senses? What happened? Who is Susie anyway? This is where things get interesting. According to the Susie 2.0 description, it states, as a child, Sue was involved in an accident during a mother computer experiment and went missing. Her full name is Susanna Petra Altman. Even further, as confirmed by Bbirth, this very experiment sent her into another dimension where the Sphere Doomers dwell, which is exactly how she obtained the data for them in the first place. Almost every ancient artifact seems to have a mind of its own in some form. Nova, Stardream, and the Lord Starcutter to name a few. How did she escape? Let's shift over to Haltman for a second. According to his 2.0 description, ever since losing his only child, he's dedicated his life to his company. However, his only wish is to see his daughter once again. Obviously, his simple wishes would not be enough to bring her back. As for Susie, unlike most partners at the end of the game, she never really says goodbye. She just looks at Kirby from a distance and flees off in her mech again. They can corrupt others with its influence alone. Knowing how old Void Termina is, it would be impossible to know how far its influence has spread or just how many were affected. Because of this, theories saying that every villain is corrupted by dark matter don't seem quite as crazy anymore, especially if Void is the origin of all chaotic possibilities. The company he built, I will bring it back. Soul's description tells us that it may rise again in other forms depending on whether positive or negative energy is gathered. Now that we know the pink hearts are just part of the spheres that were shattered, we know it's not referring to that, so what does it mean?